right up to here. Drink a good deal of it, make a good meal of it, stick to your old-fashioned beer. Now don't be afraid of it, drink till you're made of it. Now all together a cheer.
Hey everybody, it's once again Mark here, your one-take beer reviewer, the guy writing about beer in Chicago at beeronaut.com. And once again, I'm going to pop open a beer that I have bought for myself just for the chance to review it. And this is from Moor's Brewing. It's one of the new black-owned breweries in the Chicago area. In fact, they're making this at another black-run brewery, 18th Street in Indiana. And, well, why am I focusing on so many breweries like this? Well, because, you know, as an old white guy, I kind of want to feel that the more different kinds of people are involved in this little hobby of fancy beers, the more justified it seems to be to me, because it's a much more inclusive and interesting world. So anyway, this is a brewery that started in 2021, just last year. They have a flagship session ale and an Imperial Pale Ale, and then this one, an Imperial Porter, which doesn't probably show up too well on camera here. It's an 8.3%, and then they have a Helles Lager coming out this summer, and right now they're claiming 200 retail accounts or so, and I was able to pick this up at Orange and Brew in downtown Downers Grove, so tip of the hat to them, and we're just going to find out what we've got here. I've got something in my glass here. I'm going to have to pause and fish and kind of rinse this out a little bit. Okay, so I think I just had a drop or two of previous beer that stayed in there and dried, so it may cause this to nucleate while I pour it, but let's find out. Oh no, we're looking good. So there's a nice deep brown to black pour with a rather thin fizzy head, like a lot of porters or stouts. Let's kind of hold it up to the light here so we can see what we're looking at. Kind of a sweet, mostly malty nose. With a dark roast like this, you might pick up some chocolate or coffee smells, but I'm not getting that this time right now. Yes, rather rich malts before anything else. Getting kind of a tang of perhaps fruit sourness, like maybe cherries or other kinds of berries. And now there's the astringency, slight of a dark roast malt to it. So it's coming in pretty nice and complex. But it's not, you know, the alcohol is there, but it's not really overwhelming. So I'm sure once I get through this whole pint can, I'll probably feel differently about that. But again, it's getting a little toasty, a little bit of more roast to it. But there's some sweetness as well, but it's not overwhelming. It's not sticking to my tongue or lips or anything like that. But I'm not going to call it dry. It's just a nice, well, it's a nice porter-style ale. Alcohol is going to start to creep in on me pretty soon. But pretty well done. And considering it's one of their first 3 beers that they put out, usually when you're trying to reach a new audience, you might want to go for more of the standard stuff, like their session ale, which I'll have to try sometime later on. So anyway, this is pretty darn good and a little different. It's not another overwhelming barrel-aged Imperial Stout type thing, but nice, it's not even a dessert beer. It's more of a dinner time beer. This is from Moor's Brewing. It is their Imperial Porter. Pretty recommended. And this is Mark, your one-take beer reviewer, saying salud.
Now don't be